Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of The Mortgage Maze. Today we're greeted again with Stephen Knorr with Alcova Mortgage and the Knorr Group right here in Harrisburg. And guys, with affordability being an issue, we've talked about this forever, but what about the people that can afford a house payment, but they can't come up with the down payment? So that's what we're talking about today. Stephen Knorr is going to join us here in a second. We're going to talk about a new down payment assistance program that could potentially be a game changer for you folks out there that might be able to get into that payment but can't come up with the money. So Stephen, thanks for joining us today. Appreciate you coming back.
Absolutely. Good to see you, Brian.
Yeah, so what do you got going on? Like, we've talked about this a long time. Like, we're in this affordability issue. We don't need to beat that horse anymore, but there's people that can make the payment but can't come up with the money. So what tricks do you got in your bag today?
Yeah, and man, it comes up a lot when we're talking to people who are especially renting right now, because in the rental world, affordability is so serious. Rents are being risen without much notice, and basically, if you don't pay, you don't stay, because there's a line out the door. And in the mortgage world, sometimes it's like, hey, I can afford the rent, but I'm just not ready to buy a house. Can you help me? And the answer is yes. There's a couple different down payment programs, but the one that I wanted to talk on today has a very key element where you do not have to be a first-time home buyer. Most all the other, especially state agencies, require that you be a first-time home buyer. So somebody that's maybe got stuck in a rental position, or maybe living back at home but have owned a home before, this down payment assistance program will offer you 100% financing, and you do not have to be a first-time home buyer. So that's really big in our world.
Yeah, that's awesome. I know we talked to a lot of people that are kind of struggling with that down payment as well. So tell me a little bit more about this. Like, is there, you said you don't have to be a first-time home buyer, but is there income limits? I mean, how does all
there's
that
actually there's always, we're in the mortgage world, so it's compliance driven, so there's always a catch or a but for this program, the income limits are about triple that of some of the state agencies. So this program is going to cast a wider net. It's an FHA loan. So what that means is the down payment assistance is going to give you 3.5%, which is the minimum investment on an FHA loan. So when you put that together, that's 100% financing. We can go down as low as a 600 credit score, which that's about as low as you're going to find in the industry, especially for down payment assistance. The other agencies require a 640 or even a 660 for some of those products. You can also have a non-occupant cosigner. That's huge for somebody that maybe doesn't quite have enough income but can afford their rent, but we're having trouble getting them approved for a mortgage. We can add a brother or a mother or a grandparent to the loan and help get you approved for this down payment assistance. You can go up to about a $472,000 purchase price, which is probably more than most first-time home buyers or people looking for down payment assistance need to go. But Brian, there's a lot of great properties under that. And it's probably not, the monthly payment is probably not going to be much more than some people's rents right now.
Yeah, totally. And you mentioned it's essentially a second mortgage. It's a 10-year term, I think we've talked about, right? So
yeah, it is a fixed rate second mortgage. So there's no secret. You are financing your down payment, but there are such things as good debt. And if you can finance a down payment because you don't have it and achieve the goal of home ownership and get tax write-offs and build equity, that to me is good debt. So it's a fixed rate term. Whatever interest rate you get based on your credit, the second mortgage is 2% higher than that. So using a $250,000 house, it'd be about $113, $118 a month payment to finance almost $9,000, which is what you would get from the program. So, most people are spending more than that on a cell phone. So if you can, fork out that money for a cell phone, I would think it'd be a great idea to put it towards home ownership as well.
Yeah, totally.
And then you're also getting you're also getting principal reduction on that loan. Most of the other down payment assistance are loans where you owe the full balance at some point, unless you stay in the house for 20 years, which that never happens. I think the average person stays in the house or the mortgage less than 6 years.
Yeah. Now, as far as properties, obviously single family residences would work, but can you do townhomes, condos? I mean, is there limitations on those, or?
Yeah, I actually looked into this, and it's basically, I'd say anything except for a single wide trailer. You could even do a double wide trailer for those who are interested in those properties. You can do a duplex. You can do a condo, a townhome, and a single family. So anything outside of a triplex and multifamily and a single wide trailer is going to be eligible for this down payment assistance program. It sure is.
Yeah, that's awesome. So guys, if you're watching this and you need some down payment assistance help, you've got to get a hold of Steven. He'll take care of you. If you need to talk to him and ask him some questions, guys, hop on his calendar, scan that QR code right there. It'll take you right to his calendar. Talk about your situation. He will get you set up into a great loan program and get you on your way to homeownership. And obviously, if you need my help in your home search, scan that QR code there. Get on my calendar. Between Steven and I, we'll make sure you get pointed in the right direction. So Steven, any final thoughts before we let this one ride?
Yeah, man, we are here to help, literally. And we see people from all walks of life, all circumstances, all kinds of different scenarios. So we are never here to judge anyone, but if you have any desire to stop renting and get a home, just please have this call and let us start the plan, because it might not be today, but maybe the goal is this time next year, and we can hold your hand and put that plan together. So it all starts with that first conversation. And I know there's a lot of sometimes anxiety or fears, or what if it doesn't work out? Well, if it doesn't, we'll put that plan in place so that you're working towards that goal. Because, I know there's a lot of apartments, but I just hate to see what people are spending in rent these days when I know that they can own a home for equal or lesser than that.
Yeah, and I think that's the key is to get the plan started now. Even if you're not going to do anything for 6 months or a year, it's best just to know where you stand, to be ready to go when the time is right. So guys, I appreciate you tuning in today. We'll be bringing more videos from the Mortgage Maze. And as always, guys, thanks for watching and have a fantastic day.
See you, everyone.